What's up? JB Genius back with you here. Today we're back on cache and we're going to talk about a middle take. So mid is very important cache for both T's and CT's, and to gain control of it is very important to taking over the rest of the map. So we're going to go through two different mid-round mid takes for mid and some strategies to take it towards the beginning of the round as well. A bunch of utility and player positioning required to do that. So we'll start with the beginning of the round. If you're at the very start of your round and you want to take mid, or you know the CT side isn't taking mid at the beginning of the round, in terms of Z, what you can do is you can smoke Z from T-spawn. So you see there's these white, like crosswalk signs. So you have the first one, second one, third one. You want this third one, and you want this left edge. It kind of lines up here with this middle pole, which is what you're going to line up with. So from T-spawn, line yourself up with this edge and put your crosshair on the top of this window, and you're going to run forward, and when you reach the end of this, so about right here, you're going to jump throw. So it's a running jump throw. So I do have jump throw bound, so it's running, keep your crosshair there, and just jump throw. The smoke will land right in the back of Z and completely smoke it. Note that if the CTs can come out and smoke mid, it's not always perfect. They can jump to sandbags, and you can generally pick them crossing to white box, but they can get to sandbags, and they can counter smoke this. So really only do that if the team isn't taking mid aggressively, or if you plan to take mid very aggressively, because otherwise you're going to waste the smoke. So that leads into more the mid-round mid-take. Generally for this, you're going to set up in a default setup, take map control, make sure the CTs aren't pushing anywhere, and then if you want to execute into mid, this is going to involve 3 players. So generally, your 2 players left on the extremities that aren't part of this mid take are going to be one over towards B, and one generally in A main. So the other 3 guys are going to be taking middle. So the position of these 3 guys are, one's going to be boosted, one's going to be here outside of A main, and one person's going to be over here, generally your squeaky player. So it's a very acentric hold, very acentric mid take, and you could even have your A main player drop out, and one of your A main players drop out to do this. So this is a very acentric mid take, but you'll see why. The players are where they are. So the first smoke you need to know. Actually, we'll start with this guy up here at boost. The first thing he's going to throw, he's going to smoke off top highway. So you'll see how this comes together in the end. So he's going to smoke off top of highway between shack and the wall. So he does this. You come over here, straight up against the wall. Crosshair completely down, and just find the edge. And then you're going to find this little rusty mark up here on the iron bar. So we go and find that again. Alright. So get up to the edge, go up and find the rusty mark on the iron bar. It's that middle one. And then you're going to want to move your crosshair straight up to about here. Honestly, you just need to practice this a couple of times, get the spacing down. It's a little bit above, but then you throw, and what it'll do, it'll hit the roof, and it'll hit the side of shack, and smoke off top highway. So you'll see it's a complete smoke. If you aim it too low, it'll come in and bounce on the top of the shack. If you aim it too high, it'll bounce too close here and provide a gap for anyone toxic. So just practice it a few times and get that smoke down. So that's what your boost guy is going to do initially. Your guy down here outside of A main is going to find, you guys see there is right here, there's a little tire mark. You can see it, at the end of the tire mark. What you're going to do is you're going to find this edge of it closest to the light, and then you're going to find this beam up here on the iron bar. This is a smoke for Z. So you come over here, squat down, make sure you're in position, stand up, find the iron bar, and you're going to aim at the very right edge of it. So it's a little line that's going up, and you aim at the edge of it, throw the smoke, it'll bounce and bounce into Z, and there are no gaps in that smoke to be exploited from down here. You can jump spot over the smoke, or you can boost over the smoke as you can with most Z smokes, but there's no gaps in and around. So we're going to have top highway and Z smoked, and then from there, your person over here outside of Squeaky. It's going to line up with the skeleton. This is the first Molotov of the mid take. This is going to line up with this edge of the building and the top of these windows. Take a couple steps forward and throw, and that is your vent. See, that one burns out the entire vent. Breaks both sides open, and no one is staying in there. So you're going to break out the vent to clear that area. Now, as soon as this person breaks out the vents, throws his molly, he's going to get a flashbang ready and flash over mid. Now, this flashbang doesn't have to be precise. The only thing it has to be able to do is blind somebody who's playing white box. Because what's going to happen, this person's going to smoke Z and immediately rush over here towards mid, call for a flashbang. The flashbang should pop, and the first place that this guy's going is to white box. That's where his crosshair is headed. So we're going to have Z smoked. He's going to be checking white box. The guy at white box should be flashed, so he'll have initial positional control. This is a hard check on pipes to make sure nobody's playing pipes. But at the same time, that flash pops. Your boost guy is going to come up here. There's nobody in vents, so you don't need to check that. Make sure you check close corner. And then the boost guy is going to be the one to molly out sandbags. At this point in time, your player should check pipes. Your boost guy checks close left. So you molly out sandbags, and the two of you can take this guy at sandbags together. After the molly, whether someone's playing there or not, guy on boost is going to flash over highway and watch Z. As soon as the flash comes over highway, your player who's been stacked up here on the box, who came out middle, he's going to come up highway and kill anyone that is white or flash or anyone up there on the top of the catwalk. This will still be smoked. So the only people he'll be able to see are either on highway itself or up top on catwalk or up on the shack. So you can do two things with this, or many things with this, but you can either leave this guy here at shack once he's cleared everything out. You can take that positional control, clear it out, and then fall back, maybe try and take Z, or you can just fall back from it and stay in mid. Like, you have mid, you can give up highway for them to retake it. So those are kind of your three options there. Or obviously you can fall back in vent. You can do a lot of things off of this. But it's a three-man take. Obviously you have people holding down the flanks in A main, and over here in B you have your flanks secured, so you don't have to worry about that. In the end, there's two Molotovs that go along with it. You have your guy out here on Squeaky, your Squeaky player throwing a Molotov and a flashbang. You have your guy up boost throwing a smoke, a molly, and a flashbang. And you have your guy here who's going to come out mid. He throws, a smoke, and actually that's about it. He just has one smoke. He can, throw, flashbangs in the mid as well if it helps him out. So that's that mid take. We're gonna go on to a secondary mid take. Just a couple quick utility for a secondary mid take towards the vents, which involves the wall of smokes. So you get one person here inside this wall, and you aim at the middle of the window and then up to a little below this top window, I believe. I usually mess this one up. Yeah, that's okay. So you throw one side of the wall, and the other guy. These are the crossing smokes for mid. Most people know these. Same kind of deal. And I could have thrown this one a little bit more to the left, but there's your crossing smokes for mid. Again, you just come over here, about halfway in the window. This one maybe is a little bit left, and aim it a little bit like this bottom sill, and just throw. So you get your crossing smokes down mid. You can do a couple things with this. You can either immediately go up here and take vents. Obviously you still have to worry about white box, but you can come up here and take vents. If you get a Z smoke, you can flash through your own smoke, Stewie style, and you guys can take highway. Most people won't be expecting that necessarily, so get a couple flashbangs, flash highway, flash through the smoke, and go and take highway. It's a nice way to take some easy mid control. But there's the utility for that. It's just a different variation. And then one thing finally I'd like to show you guys is A little bit of utility from over here at this, under vent spot. It's a position generally when you come out mid, especially if you're attacking it alone. It's one of the safest spots to go as a T. So I want to show you guys a couple of things you can do from this position. So if you take a look here at this little decal spot in the wall, if you aim a Molotov at the top part of it, actually hit white box and burn out anyone trying to stand on the coils or close around here. As you see, it just tapped me. So if they want to hold like the vents play, you'll obviously have the fire trying to obscure vision, as well as the actual flames preventing people from holding aggressive angles. In addition to that, you can throw a flashbang at that same angle, and it'll blind off highway. See, it bounces, pops there, and it'll blind highway. If someone's playing close white box, they won't get hit by that. So fair warning. Again, easy grenade spot as well. Obscure vision from highway. And then, if I remember this one correctly, don't hate me if I screw it up, I think it's this dot and then down. It is not. It's a little bit to the right. Just a little bit to the right of that dot. Yeah. So a little bit to the right of that dot. If you can't see what dot I'm talking about, it's like that one right. I don't know. It's this one right here. This dot right here. A little bit to the right, and then down. You can smoke off the top of white box. So all you have to do is peek underneath. Again, just tips to try and obscure vision from white box while you're going trying to go into the vents. So that's a little bit of a mid take, smokes for T side. Definitely the first portion of this video highlights the mid take that I definitely want to work on. So if you're watching this video and you like to see that for your team, go ahead and implement that. I'll implement that with my team. Just kind of a little recap of that first one. Involves a smoke and Z, smoke top highway, shack, molly for vents, molly for sandbags, one flashbang to get our guy out here to watch white box, and one flashbang to get our guy here, our entry fragger in mid, over to highway to make some plays happen. This is a very exposed position, so this guy doesn't have backup, is what I'm saying. So if you're here, that's why we flashbang in. If he doesn't have anything or he feels uncomfortable, he needs to leave to get support. That's why this guy on boost, whether he has an AK or an AWP, a lot of people, when people try to take highway, you like to come out of this smoke and Z and shoot people in the back. That's why it's the job of this guy on boost to watch the smoke and make sure your teammate up highway, who's very exposed, can't get shot in the back. That's it for the mid take. I'll be back with you hopefully today with a couple of defensive smokes and Molotovs for cash, a little bit defensive utility. Until next time though, JB Genius out.